Topic 2. Memorize speech. Lesson objectives. 1. Analyze a sample of a memorized speech. 2. Differentiate the advantages and disadvantages of a memorized speech. 3. Follow guidelines on how to make and deliver a memorized speech. Introduction. For some beginners, delivering their first speech is very difficult. Many people feel anxious and nervous. I'm too nervous standing up there. Will people pay attention? From genuine pride to a more general lack of self-confidence, self-doubt creeps into every speaker's mind. The key is to learn how to control your emotions and focus on your speech. One easy way to do is to memorize your speech word for word. Vocabulary, words and definition. Mechanical, noun. Robotic or unfeeling. Unnatural, adjective. Contrary to the ordinary course of nature, abnormal. Pose, noun. A temporary stop in action or speech. Project, verb. Cause a sound to be heard at a distance. Learn about it. A memorized speech requires you to commit your speech to memory. As with manuscripts reading, you also run the risk of sounding mechanical during a memorized delivery. For this reason, keep your memorized speech short and work harder on your facial expression and the tone of your voice. Skilled speakers usually deliver a memorized speech. For instance, many experienced politicians memorize their speeches for their campaign rallies, which allow them to make minor changes during their delivery to suit their audience. Unless you are exceptionally proficient speaker, speaking from a memory is usually appropriate for relatively short speeches, such as when presenting or accepting an award, making an announcement, giving opening or closing remarks, or introducing a speaker. Here are the advantages and disadvantages of delivering a memorized speech. Table 1. Advantages. It may improve the speaker's memory. It allows the speaker to plan his or her nonverbal cues. It allows the speaker to concentrate on visual aids and props. It develops a sense of confidence in the speaker. Disadvantages. It takes a long time to memorize unless the speaker has a very keen memory. It requires more effort to speak from memory than to read from a manuscript. It can sound mechanically and unnatural since the speaker may tend to concentrate on remembering words that came next rather than communicating their ideas to the audience. It can break a speaker's train of thoughts and may cause embarrassment to the speaker when he or she forgets certain words or lines in the speech.
Delivering a memory speech can be nerve-wracking as you are never sure when your memory will. But when you should deliver a memory speech? When do you deliver a memory speech? Memorizing a speech can help you achieve a smooth and effortless delivery. Once you memorize a speech, you do not need to be distracted by notes or manuscripts anymore. This can also help you maintain eye contact, establish rapport, and interact with your audience. It is best to memorize your speeches for special occasions such as introducing a guest, accepting an award or recognition, giving eulogy, toast, tribute, and others. Tips for delivering a memory speech. Keep it short. To make your speech easier to memorize, make sure it is brief and concise. The word you use should also sound approximately like how you naturally speak. Practice. Read your speech repeatedly to memorize the word and internalize the message. You may divide the speech into sections. Memorize each section until you know the entirety of the speech by heart. Practice your delivery as well. You can deliver your speech in front of a mirror and assess which nonverbal cues you can use. This way, you can also correct certain mannerisms you may have, such as slouching or fidgeting. Visualize. Assign an image that you can easily with a word or part of the speech that you have trouble with. Doing so will allow you to quickly get back on track and Remember the content when you remember the image. Project your voice. Good projection can be achieved through proper posture and breathing when practicing your speech. Stand straight with your head up, take deep breaths, and project your voice toward the back of the room. This way, you can be sure that you speak loudly enough for the audience to hear you properly, not too loud, though as people might thought you are yelling. Use pauses appropriately. A pause may create a dramatic effect or build suspense. It can also give the audience time to reflect on your speech. A memory speech requires much practice and careful preparations. Practice your speech repeatedly until you have learned it by heart. If you forgot a word or small part of your speech, don't panic and take a deep breath. Give yourself time to recover. To buy time, you may engage the audience once your last point was or by using humor. Key points. A memory speech is much shorter than a manuscript speech. A memory speech requires practice and a careful preparation. If you forgot a part of your speech, you may ask the audience what was your last point or crack a relevant joke.
Now that we ended the first half of the report, let me summarize what the reporters on topic 2 had said. It is said that a memorized speech requires you to memorize your speech, hence the name, and memorized speech are needed to be briefly stated so that the speaker can state the speech easily. This type of speech was also used sometimes on making an announcement and introducing a speaker. Although it is hard to memorize something, memorized speech may improve a person's memory, or in this case, a speaker's memory. When the time comes and you forgot some of your speech, you can be creative and use humor to entertain the audience and buy some time as well. This way, you can remember what you forgot on your speech.